Hey everyone, we're going to play a game of this or that. So this is where I show you some really popular items, but things that are actually quite expensive. And then I'm going to show you alternate solutions. Now in this video, normally I would show you an alternate solution from another high-end designer brand. And I do have a couple of those in this video, but actually the problem with doing that is this still ends up being really expensive, and if it's not in your budget, it's still that thing that you're going to want that you right now can't move to. So I've got things in here that are like way cheaper. I've got one thing and you can buy a version of it for £415. I've got it for £2.89. So I've got a lot of things, right? Let's start with the first. And I do just want to say, the things I'm going to show you, they're not going to be for everyone. You might desire and continue to want the designer version, and that is totally fine. This is more just me showing you some things you might want to consider instead. Okay, so the first thing is this hairband. Hairbands have been really in for like a couple of years now, particularly the puffy style ones. And this one I really like. It's Houndstooth, it's from MIU-STYLE. It's so cute, but it is £350. And I've got a version which looks pretty much the same, and it's £130. And it's this. And look, it's even got the gold plaque on it here with the brand logo on it. If we can get this to focus. How far in do we need to go to get it to focus? Are we focused? No, we're not. Here we go, we're focused. So this is the logo that's on the top of the hairband. And as you can see, it's just like the MIU-STYLE logo, whereby it's gold metal. Only the MIU-STYLE logo is slightly on the side as opposed to this being on the top. And I personally find these really cute. Like if I did my hair properly to accompany this, it would look really nice. And yeah, £130 when you could be saving yourself a couple of £100 there by going for something that actually looks the same. It's just got a different brand logo on it. I wanted to move on to kind of jewelry things. And one item that's really, really popular, I think it's quite popular, is the Cartier watch. What is it? The Tank. That's it. And this is a really popular watch, although you know my standpoint on this. I actually watched a really scary program on, I think it was on Netflix, and it was last night, and David and I were watching it, and it's about these moped gangs in London, and they were all masked and they were talking to the camera about what they do and why they do it. And they actually, the camera crew went out with them on the streets. And it's just basically young boys who stand in the street and they are looking at what is on people's watches, and then they will go and rob them. They've got knives, some of them had guns, and they said people just give us what we want because they're so terrified. And they were looking at like Rolexes, Cartier, they were looking at like all of the big brands, and they were boasting about, like one of them was actually wearing a watch that he'd stolen off someone, and he was so proud of himself. He was like, yeah, you know, this watch is worth like 30k and now it's mine. And I just thought, but the person you robbed that from is probably pretty traumatized based on, like, regardless of whether they could afford it or not, they're definitely going to be traumatized. And they caught this group on camera, on someone's security camera in Chelsea, actually knocking a guy to the floor, and his wife like went and hid behind a tree. Oh my gosh, it was awful. So when it comes to watches, I've never really been into watches majorly myself, although what I am into is I really like Tag. But there is this other watch which looks just like, well, it looks very, very similar to the Cartier Tank. And it's this from Seconda. This is it. And you can get it, this is in the gold tone, but you can also get it in silver. And it's such a cute watch. I think this is under £70 from memory. Not expensive at all. Comes in a really cute little box that you can keep your watch in. And I have found that I've been wearing my Seconda more than I've been wearing, so I think I said I'm into Tag watches, but even with Tag, it makes me nervous wearing them. And it's disappointing because I've got my favourite Tag watch and I don't wear it as often as I'd like to, just because when I am in central London, I've seen that, I already knew that stuff was going on, right? But when I saw that program, even David was like, you've got to be careful with the bags, you know, never mind the watches. They didn't talk about bags, but a bag is an easier thing to grab and run, isn't it? So I've been wearing my Seconda watch and I feel safer with it. It looks really cute. I really like it. And how much, yeah, as I said, that watch is under £70, whereas the Cartier Tank is thousands. Next up, and it's this sheepskin shoe stroke boot trend. You know how UGG boots have really come back in again? And I said to you in a video I did a couple of weeks ago that I am really actually tempted to buy a pair, but for me, I'm gonna leave them in 2010. I used to wear them a lot then. I like them because, you know, if I was gonna get them now, I wouldn't get the slipper version. I would probably get the boot version, but I'm just gonna leave them back where they were for me. You know what I mean? I feel like they're safer back there. So there are a couple of pairs of sheepskin shoes from Prada that have become pretty iconic, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Like I actually think they look okay, as sheepskin shoes do. The first is these, and these are £920, and these are some Prada loafers. The second pair are these, and these are sneakers, and they are £990. So nearly £1,000 actually. Now if I compare them both to these are from UGG, and they are £155. Very similar style, very similar look. The difference is a different brand logo, and it depends how much that bothers you. Some of you will think, no, I really want the Prada version because the logo is important to me. For others, you might be thinking, this is more what this video is about, getting the look for less, getting a similar look for a lot less. So consider the UGG version. This next one I'm so excited to show you about. So hair clips, right? Prada hair clips. Have a look at this. This is £360, but I found a version which looks, it doesn't look exactly like what I'm going to show you, but it's in the same style. It's from Gucci and it's £415 for a hair clip. For a hair clip. Well, anyway, I was on Amazon because I'm going out New Year's Eve and I wanted like something cute for my hair, and I found these. And they're like oversized hair clips, and they have pearls in them. Not real pearls, of course, but have a look at how big these are. They're like, they're not those tiny ones. They're kind of, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like hair half up and then use these at the back to hold my hair in place. These were £2.89. I'll link to these below. And from the same seller, you can get slightly different styles. So you can get styles where instead of the pearls looking kind of flowery like these do, you can just get all over like one size pearl. They've got some really nice stuff on there. It says they're handmade. I can well believe it. They look it. Now onto belts. I think that a belt is something that can really complement an outfit, particularly if you're into a logo and you're still working your way up to maybe the bag or the shoes, but you want to inject a bit of logo into your look. I'm talking about a video I did a couple of days ago now with David, my husband. We were talking about a luxury starter kit, and we were saying how expensive now all of these items are. You know, if you go back a few years, you could get a really decent belt for around about $250, $300. Now everything's like 400 plus. You know, you go into Dior, I saw one of their belts and it was over £600. You go in Chanel, it's even more. I saw a belt in there, £1,200 for a belt. It was cute, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of money. And when I got looking, I was looking at the Celine Triomphe belt because it's one that I own, it's one that I like. I actually think it's really worth it, but the price has gone up. It's nearly £500, and I'm not sure it's worth it anymore. But I did find an alternative, and it's from LOEWE, and it's the anagram belt. This belt is £295, and the width of the belt and the size of the buckle is actually really similar to the size of the Celine belt. And I just think you've still got your logo there because you've got the anagram symbol. If you know, you know, people will know that's LOEWE. It's a really cute belt anyway. LOEWE leather is amazing, like really, really soft and good quality. and you're saving yourself quite a bit of money. Now for 3 more, and these are all bags. Right, so the first one, and I've got some examples here. Now you might not love what I'm going to show you, and that's fine. I'm just trying to put the idea in your head that it's worth you having a dig around. If there's something you want but it's out of your reach right now, have a look around, because you can find alternative solutions. So this bag from Gucci, this is the 1947 bag. It is £2,850. You can get something like this, which I actually used this in our Christmas with the Shohets video, and I had a couple of you in the comments that I saw asking where this is from. This is actually from Florence, but you can buy them online. This is full leather. It's got the bamboo top handle. It actually came with a free tassel, like leather tassel, but you can remove that. I just put that on because I liked it. And even this bit here looks like bamboo on the top there. It's got a removable crossbody strap, and it's got that same style, that same, it's not exactly, obviously, but it's got that same style with the flap on the front, the bamboo handle. This was €390, and they ship international, and I didn't pay any customs. There was none of that rubbish going on. I think the tax was included in the price, and I would really recommend them. I will link to everything that I can below, including this bag. Comes in 2 sizes. I've got the medium, and the medium, that's a size comparison next to the Lady Dior in the medium. So yeah, just bear that in mind, because it does come in a smaller size as well, which is a bit cheaper. Right, now for the Chanel Classic Flap. A bag that I love, but one that I've said a million times, I feel like I wouldn't spend the money on it now. And there's a couple of options I wanted to show you. The first one is from Aspinall of London, and I've shown you this bag before. It's gorgeous. It's the LOEWE bag. I've got it in 2 sizes, the small and the larger size. The larger size is the same size as the Chanel Jumbo, exactly the same size. You can get it in different leathers, but I think if you were to get the quilted version, it kind of gives off that Chanel-esque look a lot more. And this bag is so much less than the Chanel Jumbo, which is now nearly £10,000. Another option you could also decide, if you're into this, because not everyone's into vintage, but you could look to go vintage. This is a medium-sized vintage from 1989. I love it. I don't feel such a target when I use this bag. I think because it is so old, I don't feel that people look at it in the same way. And then the final thing I wanted to share with you is and I did this in the last video, so any of you who saw that will already know about this, but the Lady Dior, I love this bag, but this is now £5,300, and it's reached a point that I'm just on the edge of, is it worth it? I love it. I will no doubt buy another one, but I'm just teetering on that edge of, can I justify spending that much money on one of these? Particularly as they don't hold their money pre-loved compared to other brands. So I am thinking that way. And for that reason, because I use this bag so much, I wanted to retire it for a little bit because it's getting quite battered and bruised. And I thought, I really want something else that's a similar shape and similar size because it's so practical for me. And I saw this bag from Fendi, and this is the Sunshine Tote in the small size. It's basically the same dimensions as the Lady Dior, and it's got very Lady Dior vibes. There are 2 versions of this bag. So the Lady Dior is £5,300. If you get the monogram version of the Sunshine bag, which is what you're looking at here, this is £2,000. But if you get the non-monogrammed version, the version that has Fendi across the front imprinted into the leather, that is £1,850. Not even 2K for a bag this size. I think that's a really good price, and I have been very tempted by this bag for a long time. I'll let you decide what it is that I ended up buying, because I did look at a few bags that day. Not everything did I film because I couldn't, but I looked at a few bags that day. But I will be unboxing whatever it is that I bought very soon. But I think this is a really great alternative, and it's so much cheaper. If you want that look, but you aren't willing to spend the 5K plus, then consider the sunshine tote. Honestly, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think there's anything that I've forgotten in this video? Are you watching this thinking, Sophie, there's this item and it's such a perfect dupe for blah, blah, blah? Let me know in the comments. As I've said, you might not love everything that I've shown, but that's okay, because really what I'm trying to do is just show you that it's worth you having a look around. If there's something you like, don't rule it out because it's out of your budget right now. Look around, because you might be able to find something else that gives you the same vibe but for a lot less money. Thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow because there will be another video on New Year's Eve. Thank you so much, and I will see you then.